All right, so we will start the session now. So we have the questions. These are the questions, and we'll just be going through them very quickly. So as we know, we are working with the AdventureWorks database, and it consists of the following tables: calendar, categories, customers, and all of that. So we did the walkthrough already, so you can check it out if you are just checking the project. So to explain what all of these things mean and what they do. So let's just go straight to the question. So I'm going to copy the first one, which is to retrieve customers who have placed orders with a total amount greater than 10,000. Okay, so I'm going to comment this. And then we're going to have, oops, I think we have to copy this again. So this is question one. Okay. So customers who have placed orders with a total amount greater than 10,000. So of course, I think after some people mentioned that maybe they didn't get 10,000, I said we should use 1,000. So we'll figure out if those. I think we had two categories of people here. Some said they got 10,000, some said they didn't. So let's figure out who is actually right. So customers who have placed orders. So it means that we are not just working alone with the customers table. We are also working alongside the orders table. Okay, so because if you work with the customers alone, you don't have information about the orders, right? So we need both of them together. So let's just write our query. First one, select all from customers, and then I'm going to execute this query. So we have all the customers, these are their details. And then we can also do select all from orders. So, but one interesting thing to note is that for the orders, it's not yet done because we have sales for 2020, 2021, and 2022. So what I actually told us to do to start this project is to union combine. So let me use the word combine all the sale records, okay? Combine all sales record. All right, so that means that I will be doing select all from, the first one is sales 2022, 2020, yeah. Union sales 2020, union sales 20. Is this the right format? Someone can correct me. Anyone there? No, okay, so what is the right format? Select all from sales 2021. What's the right format?
You use another select statement.
Huh?
In your unioning, you use another unioning all, you use another select statement.
Union select all from sales 2021, right? Again, union, right? Union select all from sales 2022. Okay, so if you run this query now, we are going to get a combination of everything. I don't expect any customer record to be the same, right? Any record here to be the same. So there's no point in using union all because the details are by date. So I don't expect them to be the same. But if you want to be on the safe side, you can also use union all. But I don't expect them to be the same. So I feel that this should work the way it should. Okay. So why are we? Is this how long it took when you were doing yours as well? Did it take this long, guys?
Yes.
Okay.
No.
No. Okay, so I wonder why my own is taking this long. I don't know. Maybe I cancel it and I run it again. check this one. This one is working correctly. Let me check this one. It's also working correctly. Let me check this one. It's also working correctly. So let's have it. Let's try again. Okay. Oh, if you have your query SQL with you, can you try? Okay, someone said I should try union all. Okay, so let's try union all and see. Maybe that is going to make it easier. Oh, union all really went fast. Really? That's interesting. I wonder why that is. I'll figure that out later. So, like we agreed, or what I recommended was that you create a table, yeah, for this. So this will be stored separately as your total sales table. So, who can remind me the syntax for creating table? Because the syntax I remember now is the general SQL, and I think it was a bit different, yeah. So,
Yes.
say create
The into.
select all from. Is it select all? I mean, the normal syntax is create table, but I think it changed. It's different from what we later resolved with in the class. So anybody who wants to remind me very quickly? Anybody? You can unmute.
I think we use the into
How
and
did we
before the form statement.
okay. So select all into, right? And then a table name.
Yeah.
We can
Table
say
name.
Yeah.
sales. Let's say all sales. That's all. Okay, let's see. It's what you give me that I'm working with. So once we did that, it said query executed. So we have about 50,000, 56,000. So then when I refresh that, and let's go back to our database. So now we have our sales, yeah. So we'll be working with that sales table now as our total, main record. So view sales, sales. Okay, let me just copy this one. Select all. Let's terminate it. There's a noise from the background. Select all from sales. Okay, so this is the first thing we're asked to do, to combine all. So this is what we'll be using now for our work or our questions. So I'm just going to copy this guy again from here and bring it somewhere at the down side there. So because now we're about to start properly. So we want to retrieve all the customers who have placed order. So from here, from this combined table now, we can actually get all the customers using their customer key, right? So we want to get all the customers that have placed a total order that the amount is greater than 10,000. But you remember that I said that you will need to also create a new column. Actually, you need to add a new column to this sales table, because if you look at this sales table now, we only have order quantity. We don't have the total amount of the order. Yeah. So, but we can use the product key, right, to find out how much each product is, and then multiply it by the order quantity, right? And then you will get that new column. So let's do that first again. So we'll do select all from what we're going to do now is we can do sales, okay, join product, because the details we need will be in products, right? So let's do this. So let's do select all from products first to see what's wrong. Why am I getting this underscore? What's this error for? So let me just run this one. So select all from product. So each of these products now, we will join them with the product key the other hand. So we'll be using product key as the join, right? So that's why I'm doing this. So select all from sales join product on, yeah, on sales dot product key equals to product key, product dot product key. Yeah. So once you do that join, you can try to investigate and check what the result will look like. But if you do select all, it's just going to bring everything, yeah, which we don't want. So we can just say we want to get all the sales dot star, comma, and then the amount. So the amount here is the where is it? Product price, yeah, which is product price. So you're going to be product price. So if you find it, so it means we are not getting everything from the product table. We only need the price. So if we execute this now, we'll see that for each of the product key, their equivalent price has also been added. Okay. So what we are now going to do, still on this same query, we can now also add another new column. Okay, it depends on how you want to do it anyway. So it's up to you. So add a new column now and call it and say that this new column is order quantity. So order quantity from the sales table here. So let me call this sales S and let me call this product P, so that here we'll just have P dot product key. And here we'll also have S dot product key. And then we'll have S dot star. So you know that this is coming from the sales. And then you know that this product price is coming from the product. Yeah. And then this other quantity here is coming from the sales multiplied by, okay, multiplied by, we'll get the product price from the P, right? So this multiplied by product price. You get what I'm doing? So these two now are going to be multiplied together. So you can give them a name and call them total, or you can say order price. Yeah. So you know that that's the price of the order. Yeah. So if you run this query now and execute it, you find out that indeed, if you multiply 7, which is the price per product, if you multiply it by 2, you get 15 point something. Yeah. So these are the prices. This is what we need. I just showed you this one so you can see what we are producing. So it's not compulsory you put this one. You can just do just this guy alone. It will still give us the right answer so that we don't have to generate a column that we don't need. So with this done, you can now, you need to store this also as a table. Okay. So of course, this is not best practice having to create multiple tables, but for the sake of our class and to keep it simple, we'll do this. Of course, you can also use a temporary table or use a view. So depending on what you want to do. So I will just say into, so I'm going to say sales, you can say final sales. Okay. Do you understand? Final sales. So, and then I can like, of course, what we did here, you could have also done it here once and for all, right? So join all of this union with the products table and try to do everything and just create one table. If you can also do that, it's also good. So once I execute this now, we have our final table here that will be created, which should be final table. Yeah, final sales, I mean, final sales. Okay, so this is the table that we'll be using for our task. Okay. Do you understand it? I believe so. So if you use another approach, it's also fine. All right. So creating orders table with order price. Okay. All right. So now we are about to start our question. So when we have combined everything, we need to get the customers that have placed orders greater than 10,000. So if I first select all these records now, we can use the customer key here first, yeah? So what we need to do is what? Group by, yeah? So we'll do select all from, I like to have my query that will give me all first so that I can be using it to evaluate. So what I want to do now is to get the customer key, comma. So the reason I'm using customer key is because I'm still only working on this sales table. I don't have customer name here. So customer key, comma, and then the sum is going to be sum now of their order, right? So it's going to be order price, yeah? That's what we have. So sum of order price, which is this one. So I don't know why it was not giving me. Okay, now it's bringing it. So order price, okay. Of course, we have used some. The next thing is what? Group by. Okay, sorry. Group by customer key. All right. So once we do this and execute it, you easily get all your customers. Yeah, this is like the amount that they've generated. So if you want to find the customers that have total amount greater than 10,000, so you say having, okay, having these guys now here greater than what? 10,000. Yeah, is this 10,100? This is 100. So this is 10,000. So if I execute this query now, indeed we have some customers. So those that said there are no customers without 10,000, I don't know what they did, but we see that we have customers that have orders more than 10,000. So you can give this guy a name and say as total order or total order price. Of course, you have to put it in a bracket because of the space, yeah. So once you execute this again, this is your result. Okay, so these are all the customers, but it's the key that we have. And the question says you should retrieve the, well, he said you retrieve the customer. So if you still retrieve this is also good. Of course, what we wanted to evaluate is the query, not necessarily, but this will also, but if you're interested in the name, you know what to do, right? So you will need to join this with what? You will join with the customers, yeah? So join with customers table on what? On, let's give final sales a name. Let's call it S, and let's call customer C. So you are joining on f.customer key, equals to C dot, is it F? Sorry, S. No, that was giving me error. So C dot customer key as well. Okay, so once you do that now, order by, so it's asking which of the customer key. So you want to order by the customer key from the sales, so which is S dot. Okay, and here also is asking for which customer key. It's S dot. So we don't even need the customer key. What we need is customer name. Yeah. So instead of using customer key, we can use customer name that is coming from. Do we have customer name? Sorry, let me check it. Select all from customers. Let me see what we have.
You have the names in different columns.
So that means we should have joined them first. Yeah. So that's also something we could have also done here while we were creating this final sales. So, but I mean, it depends on how you want to get your results. So what I'm going to do is I'll just do first name. Yeah. So that's also enough. So first name, comma, last name. So, and then you can also add your customer key if you want. So customer key coming from the, it could come from the sales, it could come from anywhere. So what's going on? Why do we have this error? Oh, okay, commercial here. So once that is done and you execute it, you have customer first name is not valid because it is not contained in aggregate function. Oh, okay. So because we have added all these things now to our aggregation, to the list, so they also have to be in the group by. All these guys have to be in the group by. Okay, so you have to add them to the group by. So because we have more than one guys in the group by, in this guy here, yeah. So you have multiple columns that you are grouping by, so they have to be in the group by. So once you execute them, the query is getting tedious now. I guess because of shouldn't take this while. I don't know why it's skipping. Oh, Jesus. Why? Goodbye. I hope I've not made any mistake here. What's going on? You should give us what we want now. Okay, so let's just use maybe customer key then, or let me remove this customer key. And maybe, I don't know why it's slowing down, but it shouldn't be doing that. So let's just say we need first name and last name. This one is also not fast. Okay, let's just do first name then. I don't know why we're getting this error, but This, why is this low? It shouldn't be this low. Okay, so with first name, it's giving us what we want. So we can see. So I think we've joined them together. I think that would be a better group by the way I did it with first name, last name, it will be confusing truly, because it will be trying to break it down by the last name, which doesn't make sense. So please, the alternative here, the best thing to do here is to combine the name. So you're only using that full name. Okay. So, oh yeah, just like someone put on the chat now. Thank you for that. So you see why I said people, it's good that you're on this call. So you can just do concat. Okay, so just try to concat them right away, as you already know concat, yeah? So, and then last name. So this is also something you can do, but of course it's not sustainable, because if you are dealing with large data set, it means every time it's going to be doing that concat. Yeah, so I need to change this guy now. Yeah, the group by now. We'll be grouping by this guy. Yeah. So if you do that now, you should have your result. But it's taking time again, as you can see. It's taking time. Is this what did you do this and you go? I don't know why my query is getting slow today, but let me, if it works, fine. I don't know, maybe it's from my hand, but let's stick with this first name. So let's assume you've joined them together before, and then you can use your full name, and then you will get your result as you have here. So it's going to be full name, and then these are the people that they have. No, there's an error here. This was not the amount of stores we got before. The number of customers we got before were not this much, yeah? We were not this much. So I think there's something wrong here with my query. Okay, so let me do it like this. Don't let me complicate it. I think something is wrong, and I don't want us to waste time on this. So let me just leave out this customer, and let's just work with the customer key. Okay, so because I don't want us to stress so much on this thing. It's already taking time. So group by just group by the customer key is enough. Okay. So then you can run your query. So these are the customers. We just have 16 of them. Okay, so 16. So maybe by the case of doing that join, I had made a mistake. What I actually wanted to do was to join this new table. Actually, is this new table that I want to join? Oh, I get where the mistakes come from. Is this new table I want to join? What I did was joining all the tables together. The bigger table, that's actually what happened. So what I wanted to do was to join this table that we've created now. So it's going to be like this in the socket, but it's okay. But these are the 16 customers that need to do this. Okay, so let's go to number 2. That's a lot of time. So retrieve the total revenue and total orders generated by each product. So the total revenue and total orders generated by each product. So I'm going to come here, and then we can have the total revenue and orders generated by each
product category.
Yeah, so we need orders. They are the final sales. Yeah, so to know what we have in there, so we see that we have a product key. Yeah, so it tells us the product key. So we can find the we can join this table with the products table. Join products on, so let me call that product P on, and then I'll call this one S. Okay, so on S dot product key equals to P dot product key. Yeah. So, and then instead of getting all of them, so let's just get sales, all of the sales, comma, the product name. Yeah. So that's coming from P dot product name. Okay. So once we do this one now, we'll have our query, we'll have the product name for each of these orders that we got. So now based on this now, we can also join with the products category. Yeah. So I think we have a category. So category, yeah. So the category is let's call it C, or let's call it cat. So on P dot So let's check which column help us to know the category. So you cannot know category from product. You can only know the subcategory from product because we don't have anything like category key in your product. Yeah. So we only have subcategory key. So, but if you know the subcategory, then you can know the category. So that's like 3 steps. Yeah. So we can first join this. We can join with subcategory first instead of category. Okay. So using p dot product category equals to, so this one is subcategory. So I'll call it scat. Okay. So scat dot product category. Good. Okay. So I know that's a lot. So let me just show us what's going on. So if we try to do select here, select, I believe while we're doing this project, we did all this investigation. So it shouldn't be a problem understanding it. So if you do select all from subcategory, you see that in subcategory, you have subcategory key, and then the name, and then the product category key. So where we're actually going is category. So, but because we cannot go from product to category, we need to pass through this subcategory. So we are trying to join product, which is this guy, with the subcategory using this key. Okay, so this key is present in product, is also present in subcategory. Do you understand? So the key is product subcategory key. No, it's product subcategory key. Okay. Now our intention is what? Is each product category is what we want to find. So we'll still continue with this join again. So but now we are joining with what? With categories. Okay. And then let's call category card on. Okay, so we are joining the subcategory now with category. So if you run this query now to check category, you see that in each category you have a subcategory, a product category key, right? And that product category key is also present in your subcategory. Can you see it? So this one now is what we now use to join the category key. Okay, so that's scat dot product category key equals to cat, which is category dot product category key. So that's how you just link everything up. So that you can see what's going on. So I'm going to add here, I'm going to add my scat dot subcategory name, comma, cat dot category name. Okay. So when we run our query now, you will see that, let me bring this from down. So when we run our query now, we'll see that for each of the order, we have the product name, we have the subcategory name, and then we have the category name. Do you understand? So we've linked everything up together. So the question is to find what? The category name, right? The total orders by the category name. So this is actually what we need, yeah, to be broken down. Okay, so this is just to show us what is going on. So what we actually need now, I'm going to take all of these guys off. I don't need them. So I want to see how much order, how much revenue we made. And when you talk of revenue, you talk of what? When you talk of revenue, you talk of what?
You sum up.
You are summing all the what? Order price. Yeah. So order price. Okay. So we can give it a name as total revenue. And then, comma, the next one is what? The total order. So let's do it one by one so we don't get it confused. Okay. So now with this, now I have to add my group by. So you know your group by always comes after your from. Yeah. So group by what? This guy. They're always grouping by this guy. Okay. So when you run this query now, you see now that each of the categories have the total revenue that they've generated. Okay. So the next thing is count. So count is the total orders. So that's the count of orders. Yeah. So you have a count. Sorry. So count of you can count the, what can we count there now?
We can count the keys.
Yeah, I'm looking for which key to count. So we can count the I mean, you can just do even count of one, but I don't want to teach you that.
You can count the order number.
Order number, good. Thank you. You can count order number. as what? As total orders. Okay. As total orders. So when you run this query, so you have total orders number and everything. So you can add them together and confirm if it's equals to the total number of orders that we have, which is 56,000 something. So that's how you can do your confirmation and verification. And again, this one you can, instead of all this number, you know how to do it, right? So you will change it to 2 decimal place. Although I did not give that in the instruction, but I expect most of you to do that. So you should know what to do here, right? To change them to 2 decimal place. So, but I'll leave that for now. But this is the answer. This is what you should get. The total, the categories. This is the total revenue, and then this is the total orders. I hope it is clear. I believe so. So let's go on. Number 3, retrieve the names of product subcategories and their categories for products with a selling price greater than the average selling price of all products. So retrieve the names of products, subcategories, and their categories for products. So it's very similar to the query that we just wrote, actually. So, but just that this time there is an addition. So let me write down the questions. I will be using this one now. This type of commenting. Okay, so let me just copy this query because this query sounds more like what we need. So I'm just going to copy it. So the question says that retrieve the names. So here we know that we need the names of product. Okay, so let me just come here and do what? P dot what? Product name. Yeah. Product name. At least you already know how we got this query, right? So we did that before. And then we need subcategory. So that's subcategory dot subcategory name. Yeah. And then and their category. So this is already their category name. So let me take off this one. This one's we don't need this one for now. So it says that retrieve the names. So this will retrieve the name, the subcategory, and then their categories for product with a selling price. For product with a selling price. So here we don't need the orders. Do you understand? We don't need orders table here, this final sales, because we are interested in the selling price of the product. And you can only get the selling price of the product where? In the product table, not order price, selling price of the product. So that means the initial amount that each product is. So it means that this final sales is not needed. I'm going to take it away here. So it means our join is going to start from product. Yeah. So we'll be joining from product P, products. Okay, from product, I'm going to take this one off. So we are from product, join subcategory SCAT on this, join category this on this. So that's it. So let me take away this group by first for now. Why are we having this error?
You did not put a comma beside subcategory name.
Thank you for that. So now this will give us, so if you just run this query, it's going to give us all the products that we have, the product name, but this time now we have them alongside their category, subcategory name, and the category. So maybe we should just do this first so you can understand what's going on. Let me do star. So once I do star, you see that we have everything from our products table. And then alongside it now, we have 2 new columns. So it's telling us the subcategory and the category name. So what actually asking us is that we need to find the average selling price of all the products. So, of course, if I want to do that separately, just like in the previous, the week that we did this test, you know what we did was that what you first find something and then insert that thing inside the query. So let me do it manually and then we'll use the subquery, because if we check the instruction, it says what we must use subquery. Yeah. So you can actually find the average of the selling price. So I can say select average of the product price from where? From product table. Yeah. So if you do this and execute, you have 714.43. So if I want to write this query to answer the question that we are asked, I can just say where, are you listening now? Where product price. So I'll just say where product price is greater than what? 714.43. Point what? 0.43.
437.
Give us what we are asked. This query will give us the answer. So, please, let's stay muted. There's a noise. There's someone. Sorry. I mean, if you need to talk, then you can unmute just briefly. So when you run this query now, you see that we have 98 rows of product. If you run it without that, how many products we have before? We have 293, but now they are limited to what? 98. So these 98 people now, these 98 products now, their product price is greater than the average selling price. Their selling price. You get it now. So, but now the point of using subquery means that I don't want it to be hard-coded like this. So you know what to do, right? So I'm going to change this one also to a subquery, and then I can just copy this query so that even anytime the average changes, this will give us the result still. So once you write this one now, you have your answer. So it's still the same thing, just that this is now more dynamic with the use of the subquery. Is it clear? I believe it's clear. That's not so difficult to understand. So number 4. Okay, I think a lot of the talking came at the first time because I think we are fast somehow now. So how many customers have placed orders in Canada? List the customer names. Okay, so how many customers have placed orders in Canada? List the customer names. So again, you know that you need customer and then you need orders, yeah? So select all from final sales, yeah? That's the name of the table we are using. So join, by now you should know some of these things by head. You should know what you need to join with and you should know on what you are joining on. So you don't need to be checking all the time. So I know I'll be joining this with my customers table, yeah? On where? On, so let me call this one S and let me call this one C. So on S dot what? Customer key, yeah? Equals to C dot customer key. Okay. So if I do all my sales and then the customer name, because I think we need the names, yeah? So, okay, there are 2 questions, how many and then the name, but let's do it one by one. So we have C dot customer name. So again, we have that first name. That stuff is an issue, but it's fine. Because if there's any first name now that has more than one, it might be an issue. So let me just, you pardon me because I should have just created that full name colon in the table. So we would have been using that full name now. So I might be tempted to just continue using customer key for now. Okay. So but the customer key is coming from the customer table. Okay, so assumption that we are using this thing. So now you see that we have the customer key, we have the everything. But this is not what is even important. He said, how many customers have placed orders in Canada? So we need information about Canada here. Yeah. And that's where what comes in, the territory key. So let's check our territory table. So select all from territory. I think we have territory, yeah? So if we check our territory, we should have a territory key. And each of those territory key, we have the region, we have the country. So Canada is actually under the country column. So it means we have to join this whole thing again with what? With the territory table. Yeah. So I'll say join territory on what? So let me call territory T. So I'm joining on, again, you are joining the sales. Yeah. So sales the territory key equals to territory dot territory. So it's not called territory, it's called sales territory key. So you just have to take note of it, what it's called. So if you run this query now, and here I put my territory or country. So I say t.country, I can figure out all the countries that those sales were made. So here now you can see we have country, Canada, and everything. So now it's easy to do what? To filter and say where what? Where country. So t.country equals to what? Equals to Canada. Yeah. So and then I execute this query. So once I run this query now, you see that every country, every order here were made in Canada. Can you see? So the question says how many? How many? How many? So how many you can just, if it's for to answer the first one, you can do, okay, let me do it like this. So let me say we have 2 questions. So let me say this is A And then this is B part of the question. Okay, so the A part is how many, so you can just do count of everything or count of other number. Okay. All right, so if you run this one now, we have how many? 6875. Okay, so you can add a colon, can add something here to say as Canada orders. If you want. So 6875. This is the answer. These are the number of. No. Sorry. He said how many customers? How many customers, not how many orders. So he said how many customers. So what we should be counting here is what? Customer key. Yeah. So, but if you count customer key, I hope you understand that because it's asking us for how many orders. So I'm counting customers from the sales table. Okay. So, but if you do count, I believe that it should still give you the same result, which is wrong. Why is it wrong? Let me run this query here so you see. So if you check now, your customer, all your customers, where are they? Customer key, some of them are repeating. Like this customer now is making the order in 2 different places. Can you see?
Yeah.
So in order to get the actual number of customers, what are you going to do, guys? Who can tell me?
Distinct.
Distinct count. Good. So you do distinct. So count distinct. Please let's mute again. Person that answered, please mute. So these are the things that you need to be aware of. You need to pay attention to details. So those are you got it. So you also know customers are repeated, yeah, because of you expect them to order more than one. So out of all our customers, 1499 has actually made orders in Canada. Okay. Yeah, what's your question, Mr. James? Very quickly, please make it very brief. It's not a class.
Okay, so it's not actually a question. I was saying at the same time, like you could use group by and it would like group.
No. It's not a class. Don't worry. Just leave your suggestion. Yeah, thank you for the suggestion. I mean, I don't want it to be rowdy because we have a long way to go. But if you have a different answer, that's when you should raise an alarm. Like, okay, you got something else and this is what you do, I can entertain. But if it's just you got the same answer, irrespective of the method.
I got the same answer.
Yeah, everyone can use any method. Just get the answer. So yeah, thank you for your addition. You can also, I mean, that's why we made the queries. People share their queries. So I expect that while others shared on LinkedIn, people should take a look at one another's query to see how different people approached it. You understand? So that we don't take a lot of time. Thank you. So list the customer name. So here I need the customer name. So if I need the customer name, you actually need to join this guy with, you guessed right, yeah? The customers table. And then you can get, so here now I can join this customer key. I'm joining this customer key now. We've already joined with customer table. Oh, sorry. So here now, instead of customer key, I can also bring in my c.first name. Okay. First name. Okay. Did I just say calendar now? c.first name. Yeah. So if you run this query now, you will have the names of the customer as well. So you can just return only the names. Okay. Because we just need the names. That's what we're asked to do. If I run this query now, just get all the names of the customer. Again, you can see the name is repeating. So what you need to do is what? Distinct again. Okay. You get it? So once you do the distinct and you run this query, you have your answer. So that's that. Okay, so now take note, we have 310 rows here. When we did this one, we had 1,000 and something. And the reason is because when we did this one, we have 1,004. So the reason is because I guess some people have the same first name. Yeah, do you understand? So some will probably be a number of people from this customer list will be bearing Henry, for instance. So that's why joining that, what's it called? First name and last name is very important too. I expect many of us to do it anyway at the start, but I didn't do it. Sorry about that. So, but the number of customers are what? 1,499. Okay. So let's go to number 5. So find the Okay, Alex, yeah.
So the question required us to use a subquery.
Yeah, that's even what I just noticed right now, and I didn't see a point. Oh, okay. I actually didn't see. I don't know. Maybe I just wrote that, and I was thinking maybe you guys would need a subquery, but I don't see the point of using a subquery here. Did you use a subquery?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Share your query on the. Can you share it on the chat, and then I would look at it and see if I can mention it. I don't see a point of using. Okay, I just said the question, so I was thinking because Canada is not like. Okay, so let me see your query. Select distinct contact from. Wait. Okay, interesting. Okay, interesting. So, okay, let me copy your query. I will not teach it, so in case there are people are watching, and yeah, I think you should follow instructions. Since I set up query, so this is Alex's code. So I believe the others here is final sales. So we can call it, yeah. So it's using that concat. I don't know why that concat was not working on my end. It was just slow. That's why I'm not using it. I don't know why. So distinct from customers where C dot customer key in. So this part, he did it using subquery. So where he first got the customer key. So I think this one is the one that produced this one. Yeah, this exactly, yeah. So this actually that one that produced it, and then he used where customer key in. So once you find all these customer keys here, so you can now use this customer to find instead of joining them. So you can use it. That is a very smart approach, considering the fact that I said you should use a subquery. So just for information, this is I think I will even take a solution over my own because his own is like following the instruction, which is to use subquery. So nice one, Alex, and good one. So I will just leave it here and call it Alex's solution. Although in a real world setting, this one is actually better than this because it's of course going to be faster. But because I said you should use a subquery, then this is actually right as far as this question is concerned. Okay, so just for information. So let's move. Thank you, Alex. So we're number 5, yeah? So find the products that have been returned the most. How much money was generated by this product? So let's write number 5. I don't think we can finish this thing now. So I'll probably just stop at 5 questions 6. And then we'll see how we can continue later. Or maybe I'll just do the recording later. Really exhausted, to be honest. So find the 10 products that have been returned the most. How much money was generated by this product? So again, another subquery. So there's a connection here. So we have products, we have returned in the returns table that have been returned. So let's check, select all from returns. Okay. So these are the products that have, these are the returns, this is the returns table. So these are all the products that have been returned. Okay, so if you want to find the 10 products, the top 10, the products, I mean the order at which they've been returned. So I can say product key, comma, count. So that's the number of times they've been returned. Yeah. So because you said the product that have been returned the most, this is a tricky question actually, because you might be tempted to think that they're asking for the quantity at which the quantity of products that have been returned. So you might be tempted to go and sum up the return quantity, but that's not what it's asking. It's saying the product that have been returned the most. So if the product for the first time 1 quantity was returned, the second time 2 quantity was returned, what you're asking for is not 1 plus 2, 3. No, it has been returned 2 times. So that's just what we don't care about the quantity. So I'm not sure I got any question about that. I would have clarified. So I believe everybody understood what it meant. So it's going to be count of product key. Product key. Okay, so select this from returns. Group by what? Product key. Okay. All right. So once we run this query now, we can see, okay, now we can name this total returns. Total returns. And then we can order by the count, yeah? Order by total returns. I think there was an explanation why total returns will work here and it will not work in group by. I think we did that when we were doing the classes. So descending order. So we can see the list. So these are the products, yeah? So product key 477 has been returned 149 times. So we need the top 10. So we're going to say select top 10 product key. So if I run this query now, we get the top 10. But the question does not end here because we need their names. So that's where subquery has to come in. So which is similar to Alex's approach here. Okay. So we'll say, okay. So we'll say, so we write another query now at the top and say select, okay, let me do from product. So we are querying from product table. So select, we just need the name, right? So select product name from product table, okay? Where product key in, okay, in this. So anywhere product key is in this. So it means that this one now has to return just product key. You understand? So that's how this in can work, just like in Alex's case. So where customer key in, select distance customer key. So it did not add any other thing to it, as you already know in subquery. So we have to take this out now. Okay. Once we take this out, now take note of it. How many this thing do we have here? Okay, let's do it like this. Let me take away this top 10 first, so you can understand that we are doing the same thing. And then let me do this select again. So once I do this select again, how many products we have? 124 products, yeah, as you can see. So even if I take away this count, okay, it's tricky now. It's tricky now. It's tricky. I will answer your question, Alex. I'm coming. I want to group by product key. How can we do this?
I think you can actually put the count product key in the order by statement and remove it from the column as a select, yeah, in the select statement.
Good. Thank you. Good. So I'm going to take this off. So I'll just say order by this. Okay. Oh, sorry, I copied the wrong thing. So order by this. So we want to order by this guy. Okay. So if we run this query now, it should still give us the same result. But now we just have a product key. There's no count beside it. But if we now do top 10, because by default, it's already arranged now in descending order based on what we have here. So we can also have our top 10. It's just that we are not seeing the actual number of returns. That's the difference. Okay, so if we run this execute now, we see this at the top 10 product. You can cross-check with what we have before. See that it's exactly the same thing. So we say where product key in this now. So all of this now, we want to say if product key is there. Okay, so that becomes our subquery. Just same approach as Alex did earlier that Alex showed us. So we need the product name where the product key is among this place. So once we run that query, we'll have the list of the 10 products. So these are the 10 products that you should have the same. Okay, so I hope that is clear. So Alex is asking a question now that using count or sum return the same result. So I guess the only reason why that will happen is because there is no return that is 2. So let me show you what I mean. So if you do select all from returns table, you see that we have, and you check the returns quantity. There is none that is like 2 there. If you check, so if you want to confirm, you can say where return quantity is greater than 1. You see that we have blank. Okay. We have some. Oh, interesting. So how come your count and sum return the same thing? I'm confused. Alex, what are you summing? What did you sum?
I summed the return quantity.
And you also did count and you got the same thing.
Yes, can I?
No,
Yeah, I
don't.
didn't use count. I used only some of the returned quantity. And now I realized that when you did count, it returned the same result.
No, it shouldn't return. Can you try it again?
Yeah, I also got the same thing. I did some also.
Okay, yeah, I think the values differ. Like, yeah, I think the values will differ. My laptop is off, so I can't really check. But I use some. Yeah, I remember my solution. I use some, but I think the values should differ if you are using. If you check, so if like maybe it could create like both. It, yeah, the values should differ.
Sorry, Alex. Are
Yes.
these products you got? This same product. This is where we should confirm. Can you confirm if they are the same?
Yes, they are the same.
Yes, the same product.
Okay, so the only thing that is happening right now is the issue of proportionality.
Yeah.
So more like, okay, many of the products, okay, so that you guys will believe me, let's do it like this. If we do select product key, comma, count of what's that now? Return quantity, right? Is it return quantity? Is that the name of the column?
Yes.
Return quantity. And then sum of return quantity. Okay. Group by product key. So if we run this query now, see that why is it the same? Something is wrong here. It should not be the same. It's not. So let's see. Let's order by count. So let's order by count. It's just looking similar. It's not the same. It can't be the same. So you can see that sending order.
It is. I think what the explanation is that it's just a coincidence that they happen to all
It's
high amounts. So
it's issue with proportionality. So you can see that, for instance, can you see the difference now? This is the count one, this is the sum one. So for the sum now, this product, 155 of it has been returned when you are counting the quantity, but it has actually been returned 149 times. So it means out of the 149 times it has been returned, there were maybe 2 or 3 cases where we had more than one quantity. So it's issue with proportionality. If this is what like Power BI now or something, we could have checked the correlation between these two values. You see that it will be very near to 1. The proportionality will be very near to 1. I'm sure of that. So it's just, you can see some of them are the same. Can you see some of them? Just many. In fact, many of them are the same. Many of them are the same. Many are the same. So that's why. But they're actually not the same thing. Okay. Because if it's like a significant difference, you get different results for sure. Do you understand? So that means using sum was actually wrong. That's just the point. You are just lucky that the values are very correlated. That's why you seem to get the answer. Do you get? But the using sum is wrong. It should be count because you are asked to return products that have been returned the most. So you don't count.
Actually,
do you understand it, Alex, and the other person?
Yes, and I've also realized that the order of the products is not the same, starting from around number 6 there.
Yeah.
So I think count is correct.
Yeah. So it's good that we revise that together. Okay. So probably this is the last one I'll take so that we can prepare, we can rest and prepare for our class. Yeah, Chama, you have a question? Oh, we have 15 questions? Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
You didn't answer the B part of the number 5 question. How
Number
much?
5.
Yes.
How much money
Was generated by this product?
Oh, I skipped that. Thank you. How much money was generated by this product? So It's number 5 we just finished now, huh? Okay. So how much money was generated by this product? So if you run this query now, we get this product. So these are the products. Then how much money is just basically summing up. So why is it indenting like this? What's going on here? Let me delete this list. So we're going to do select all from final sales. Join. Oh, what am I doing? Okay. Okay. Select sum of order price. Yeah, is that the name of the column? So select sum of order price. So if you just do this one now, you will get the total sum of all the amount that we generated from all products. Yeah, but what we need is some particular products. So you can use the subquery again. So where product key in, do you understand? In, so the same thing, you copy this one. So because this one will give you all the list of those products. Yeah. So similar approach. So many of the questions are similar. That's why I feel like now that you have seen how we solve some of them, you should be able to solve the rest. So this is the answer. Very simple. Because it's about utilizing what you've already done. I hope you understand. Shama, do you understand it?
Yes.
So that's it. So you're just summing the order price and then based on this product. So where the product is here. So
okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. So let's probably do the last one. Get a list of customers who have placed orders in more than one territory. I think it's very similar to this territory question. Yeah. List of products, list of customers who have placed orders. Let's stop here. I'm really feeling, honestly, I didn't plan to take more than an hour. So I feel like I'm already very, very nervous. So I don't know how we'll do it now for the rest, because this is 1 hour exactly that we spent and we just did 5 questions. But it was nice that you guys were here because some of the things that you raised. So maybe I would record the rest. I will find some time to record the rest and share. Yeah, I will know I will do about that. Or please, if you find a mistake in what we've done so far, like what you did is not correct, try and now approach the question differently, particularly the other questions that are left. But I think I want to stop here. Apologies about it. Yeah, Choma. Yeah, Choma, please go ahead.
Sorry. I don't have any questions. So the previous.
Okay, your hand is up. Okay, Mr. Harold Williams here. Mr. Williams?
Yeah, so I wanted to ask the same question that Chioma asked about the B part. That's what I wanted to ask.
Oh, okay.
Well, I think I left my hand. But also, let me just ask something. Question 2. I cannot eloquently state what I think is wrong, but I think we should have null values. I think it's the way we join. I will have to look at it carefully and find a way to explain it. But just as you also watch it, maybe you should consider we should have null values, because the way we just joined like an inner join. And some of the product names we are not, like, for example, whilst they were listing the product sold in the, it's either in the subcategory, but one of those tables, the names were not written, so it was null. So if you join a full join, you might have null values.
Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. So let's check it together. So you are saying from your products table, there are some products that don't have name, yeah?
There are some products that we are not sold, some product categories that might not have.
Your voice is low now. There are some products that what?
Some products categories that might have not sold, or they have sold and their names were not, the product category key was not written in the subcategory table.
In this product key, in this product table, is there any subcategory key that is blank?
No, I'm saying you know, the subcategory key is the one that links the product
Yeah.
and the product category.
Yeah.
So maybe like in the pool, they did not write a subcategory for a product that's sold. So it will not appear in the product, and we just inner join. So it's something that appeared on all tables that will appear. Because I did left join and I got some null values.
Okay, so let's you shouldn't do left join, but let's do that verification. I think these are some of the verification you should actually do before you even start your work. Actually, it's a good thing that you pointed out. So let's check the distinct subcategory key. So how many are they? We have 37 of them, which is like 1 to 37, I believe. Yeah. So these are the subcategories that we have. Do you understand what I'm trying to do? So let's check our subcategory. Select all from subcategory. So what we need here is we need the subcategory as well. So I'm going to be doing distinct product subcategory key. So based on the subcategory, we have 37 as well. Are you there? So, and then in our categories, in our subcategory, we also have our category key. So we can have product category key. If you execute it, you have 4 categories. And if you check in your categories table, how many categories do you have? I think there are also 4, right? So why should we have a blank?
Because
Okay, so
you know, we joined them all with the sales table. In the sales table, I checked, we had
Okay, so let's check from the sales table then.
we had 163 null product keys, and it is the product key that we joined.
Okay, the product key that you are saying is bringing the null, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's check.
Well, I'll just find a better way to explain it, and maybe I'll
No,
send it on.
we are don't worry, we are all learning here together. Let's figure it out now. So these are the distinct product key. How many do we have?
We have
293.
So let's do this. Let's do product key. Let's do product key from products. Join. We'll do join and we'll do left join. Join the final sales. Okay. On products. Product key. The reason I'm doing this is because this is a step that you should do even before you start your work. These are the ways you can verify, because you cannot be looking at the stuffs one by one to find out which one is which. So that's why I'm taking my time to show us. You understand? So because this is how you go through your data and confirm things. So if we do P product here, I should have even just used P now. Why am I stressing myself? So this one is P, and then this one is S. So this one is S. So the P from product key, comma, the S, the product key from S. So let's use left join, because if we use just join, it's going to be obvious. So if we use left join here, we have, do we have nulls? Yeah, we have nulls. So it means that there are some product key that we have. We've done this a lot of times, guys. So these are what we were talking about in the class. So you can see now in a real world data set. So what this is telling you now is that there are some products, because this product key is coming from sales. So there are some product key that are in our sales table that are not in our product. So I don't know where they are from. So those are the things that you need to raise, of course, as part of your business report and all of that. So there are some products now that were sold, but we don't have those products in our database. That's what this means. So you using left join, that was why you got that error. So that's why
it's the opposite.
Huh?
I think we have products that we have but did not sell.
No, that is normal. That is a normal thing. There are products that you will have that will not sell. That's a normal thing. That's not surprising. You don't necessarily sell all the products you have in your database. That's not an issue. But this is an issue, that there are some products that we don't have in our database, and there is record that they were sold. So where are they from? You not selling a product is not an issue. The product will be there. But you seeing that there's a product you sold, but you don't have that product. So what's happening? So, but then using the join in our approach would have saved, we still not going to let this happen, because join, for instance, if I change this now to join, so far now you are seeing that we're just doing join. So if I do this join now, all our calculation will be based on, you will not see any null here, because it will only look for where they have a match. So now you are understanding the differences between them. So you shouldn't have used left join in your work. It's going to be fetching out those null. In fact, the other way around, like you said, is going to be bringing also products that are not sold, but we have in our database. So when you are trying to find a match of products that were sold, you don't use left join, you don't use right join, you use join, because you only want an intercept, products that are here and here. Is that not the idea? That's the idea. Yeah. So it should be join. But it's a good point that you saw that this is how we use all this joining to investigate our data. I mean, in a real world sense, this is what you would do, even at the start. As soon as you try to check what is here, what is not here. Is this right? Should this be here? Should this not be here? And all of those things. So yeah. So I hope that also opens our eyes to. So in our project, I expect, final project, when you get it, these are the kind of verification I expect you to do. You don't just bump on your data. You need to check what is, that's part of business, on understanding the data set, understanding what you are doing, understanding, okay, what is what. Otherwise, you'll just be doing wrong analysis. And that is going to be a disaster. So thank you guys for joining. So we can prepare for the class later. If I manage to get some time, although I will just try to do them the remaining. But I think it was nice having you guys to join me today to do this. So I hope you enjoy the rest of the week, your evening, and then we'll see soon again. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much.